All right, ladies, look for a minute. All right, let's get right to it. Long miss, okay. All right, let's give an all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh. Bashima Shah. Double honor to the apostle brother GMS. Shalom to the hope of the elect. Shalom, got a lesson here. So we get right to it. You see, the lesson is the day of the Lord is at hand. Repent, right? The day of the Lord is at hand. Repent. So we're just going to get right to this video. Yeah, so let's get right into it. The time that we're coming into. So we make these videos just to warn our people, to warn us to repent. Discern the signs of the time.
World War III has just begun. Political broadcast, which has been the flagship for the discussion of events that will take place in Russia militarily before they become a reality, has released a dark video saying that World War III has now begun, showing Russia destroying the entire eastern coast of the United States of America with just two of their Sarmat or Satan II missile delivery systems. In footage from the flagship show, a member of Russia's parliament boasts about the nation's military might before labeling 2 million of the opposition citizens as incurable, saying they must be wiped from the face of the earth. We reached out to a military strategist that we remain in close contact with, and he had the following to say. The danger here is that just like the USA relies on political motivation and backing to perform war across the world, Russia also gains from the people of that country being behind heinous acts, as he calls them, that would otherwise be shut down by citizens within that nation. But, he continued in his reply, if you can get the citizens behind you because they see either a darkness that Russia is attempting to bring to light or a wrong that the citizens believe Putin is attempting to right, then the military of Russia will have a sort of free rein, he says in quotes, to perform how they wish militarily, as long as it stays within the confines of those culturally approved directives. A Russian politician and lawmaker made the bold claims of one of Russia's most watched television broadcasts, saying that it will take just 2 Sarmat Satan II delivery systems to destroy the eastern coast of the United States of America, before adding that it would just take 2 more missiles to destroy the entire western coast of the USA. 4 missiles, he says, and there will be nothing left. They think the mushroom cloud, this is a quote, will be taller than a high-rise. The mushroom cloud will be visible from Mexico. Making these matters worse, broadcasts across the country are now openly claiming that the special operation in the Ukrainian region is now over and that we have entered into World War III. They say that it has officially begun. Another broadcast, separate from the one calling for Russia to nuke the west and east coast of the United States of America in 2 separate launches that would wipe hundreds of thousands of people from the face of the earth, is claiming that it is Russia's sole duty and right now to perform a demilitarization of NATO and the Western world. The people that are backing these Russian operations are claiming that there is no longer any hope in a special military event taking place to assist in what they call the deliverance of the Russian opposition from their Western control figures and quoted Nazism. And now they are saying that a complete cleansing is necessary to bring these Russian opposition countries into a light. According to the reports, standing at the height of 14-story tower blocks, the Satan II missile system weighs 208 tons, and it is capable of striking targets at 16,000 miles per hour. It is a world-ending nuke, claims one outlet. It can carry 15 separate warheads and has the potential to wipe from the planet an area the size of the entire United Kingdom in a single strike. There may be as many as 50 Satan II missile delivery systems in the Russian arsenal, according to military reports that we have seen, with researchers saying that each of the missiles, 15 nuclear warheads, so each one is over 100 times more powerful than the nuclear bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima during World War II. In related news, the White House is working to walk back Biden's remarks that the USA will not be sending long-range missile systems directly to the Russian opposition. This is after Biden was quoted as saying the following: "We're not going to send to the Russian opposition, I know, rocket systems that can strike into Russia." But you see, the White House had to come and they had to walk this back, saying that the discussion of the delivery of those systems is still underway. You know, they, as soon as Putin said that they wouldn't be sending these missile systems, it began, we began to see an understanding here that maybe Germany or maybe France had gotten to Biden. And there was an understanding that maybe people told Biden and the USA, hey, you better back off, because if you send in missile systems that can strike deep into the heart of Russia, Russia is only going to see that as a delivery of these missiles from the United States of America, and Russia will then act aggressively toward the United States directly. They'll either tell, Cuba to launch missiles. They'll tell, some opposition that may already be inside of the United States of America to launch attacks. And there's very few things right now that are keeping these, control measures in order. So following these remarks, a senior administration official said that there has not been a decision on sending multiple launch rocket systems, MLRS, to the only nation currently opposing Russia militarily, with a large subset of the military force working against Russian attacks at this moment in time. MLRS is under consideration, the official warned just yesterday. Certainly, we are mindful and aware of what the opposition asks for privately and publicly for what is known as a multiple launch rocket system. I won't get ahead of decisions, Kirby says, but I can assure you that we are in constant communication with the opposition. I note that I changed the word opposition. We are still committed to helping them succeed on the battlefield and to succeed specifically in the fight that they are in. You see, the United States of America acknowledges that it is the USA versus Russia right now, and it is being done militarily. This is an economic war and a kinetic war. This is a military fight and one through the banking systems. And as this world war continues to materialize, we are going to continue to see the conflict strike us here at home in the USA. The South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham has been pushing to send these systems to the opposition. On Monday, he called Biden's remarks against the delivery a betrayal of democracy itself. The RBNZ's Hawksby says that the economy is well positioned to deal with high interest rates. As we move into some economic warfare and some of the things that are happening, I take note today that the Federal Reserve met with the White House, and in that meeting, in which the government acknowledged that they allow a private organization to rob you at every front, the Federal Reserve, together with the White House, said that, you know what, we may have missed the mark. And it's almost like this is a worse slap in the face for everybody who is suffering financially right now, because we know, they know that we know that they knew exactly how bad this financial situation was. And they continued to let inflation run through the roof. They continued to just soak up money day after day after day, because it is the politicians and it is the elite that are in positions of control and control over wealth that are just sitting there taking this money day after day. And you might say, well, Brad, no one's giving money to XYZ politician or ABC, wealth distribution fund, but they are. Because all of these politicians, their family members, all of the people in control, they are getting money from the stock market. And if you have watched anything of the stock market and its disjointed relationship with reality over the course of the last 2 years, you can see that as things get harder for the American people and people all over the world, but if those people continue to pick up another job, go Uber, go Lyft, Uber Eats, do whatever they have to do. Some people are really taking things to extremes in the ways that they are able to make a little bit of extra money. And if people will continue to buy goods at these higher prices, who makes money? The shareholders, the CEOs, the stock market. That's who makes money, and they know this. And after this, after they have come out and said, yes, we know that it has hurt millions and millions of people. People are struggling just to feed their family. Parents are skipping meals. They go, oops, sorry. We know we missed the mark. And that's a real big slap in the face. And it's one that is going to lead to a revolution against the wealth in the country. Quarterly, the IAEA report says that Iran's enrichment of 42 kilograms of uranium to 60% purity is theoretically enough to make a nuclear bomb if it is enriched any further. Israel is probably going to act against Russia in the next couple of weeks. In fact, the Israeli administration and their position that they came to the United States of America with and have met with other Middle Eastern countries with is that they must act some point soon, because something happens as soon as a country becomes militarily nuclear capable. And in that capability, and maybe there is something on paper, by governments that is classified in every nation, that once a country becomes nuclear militarily capable, then the other governments must not act. They have to play by different rules, pretty much. Look at what happened with North Korea. There's no reason that North Korea's limited nuclear capabilities should have so much control over what other countries do or don't do, but yet we see it happen openly in the face of the geopolitical marketplace. And so I think that as we see Iran become more nuclear and militarily capable, we're going to start to see a fear from Israel, a fear from maybe Saudi Arabia, a fear from America, certainly, Canada, these other countries that have so far, the UK, that have given a great amount of ground to Iran, maybe start to say, okay, hold on. They didn't play by the rules that we had hoped that they would play by, and now it's time to let Israel act. And once Israel acts there's a lot to be said militarily about what can happen next. We just have to really watch out, because that does play into World War III in a way that I hadn't considered. World War III and my considerations over the course of the last couple of months have been a main Russian front against NATO opposition, and then China is going to pop off against Taiwan, while the United States of America and the UK are all caught up in a NATO front against Russia. And that would really bring in the next stage of this global conflict. If Israel acts against Iran at the same amount of time, that just adds more turmoil and more chaos into this crisis event. And let me tell you, that is the last thing that we need right now. Canada reportedly asked, and this plays right in.
See. So you see a time that we are coming into now. So let's get into the scriptures and get right into it. All right. Let's go. Let's go to Joel chapter 1, verse 15. Joel chapter 1, verse 15. It said, "Alas, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and destruction from the Almighty shall it come." Right, from the destruction from the Almighty shall it come. Joel 2, verse 1. Excuse me. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. It said, blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all in the heaven of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord come forth is not at hand, right? We are blowing the trumpet, man. Joel 2:1 again, it said, blow you the trumpet in Zion and sound a alarm in my holy mountain, and let all in the heaven of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord come forth is not at hand. Verse 2, a day of darkness and gloomy, a day of cloud and thick darkness, that the morning spread upon the mountain and great peoples, a strong that have not been even there like it, neither shall be any more after even to year or many generation. Verse 3, a fire devour before them, and beheld them in flame burning. The land is garden of Eden before them, and behind in a desolate wilderness, yet not should escape then, right? Should not escape. I already get to this one. We'll write it to it. Joel chapter 2, verse 12. The Lord should utter his voice from his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong that execute his word, right? He is strong execute his word. But the day of the Lord is great and very terrible. And who can abide it? Right? Who can abide it, man? Who can abide it? Let's go to Isaiah. No, let's go to Proverbs. Chapter 1. Verse 25. Proverbs 1, verse 25. But you have set at none of my counsel, at none of my reproach. Also, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear come. Right, I'm going to mock when your fear come. Verse 27, when your fear come and destiny as destruction come, as swirling distress, anger come upon you. Right, distress, anger come upon you. In verse 28, they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They should seek me early, but they should not find. Right, you're going to seek me early, but you should not find me. In verse 29, it said, for they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord. Right, you hate knowledge, so you did not choose to fear the Lord. Let's go skip down to 33. But whoso hearken unto me shall dwell safety, should be quiet from fearing of evil. Right, be quiet from fear of evil. Move on. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. For every battle of the war of wars is with confusion noise and garment rolled in blood. But this should be with burning and fear of fire. Right? It said this shall be with burning and fear of fire. Again, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 5. It said, for every battle of the war is with confusion noise and garment rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and fear of fire. Right? Isaiah 13, verse 5. Isaiah 13, verse 5. It said, they came from a far country, from the end of heaven, every the Lord and the weapon of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Right? Destroy the whole land. Hallelujah, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It should come as instruction from the Almighty. Right? It should come as instruction from the Almighty. Yahweh Shah, verse 7. Therefore, shall all hands be faint, and every heart shall melt. Right? Every heart shall melt. Verse 6. and they should be afraid, and pain and sorrow should take hold of them, and they should be in pain as women travail, and they should be amazed one to another. Their faces should be as flame. Verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord is coming, cruel both with wrath and fury anger, to lay the land desolate. He should destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Man, the sinners thereof. Repent, man. To me, man, everybody listening, whatever. So-called niggas like niggas, repent. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 5. Isaiah 13, verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord is coming cruel, both with wrath and fury, anger to lay the land desolate. And he should destroy the sinners thereof out of it. For the star of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun should be darkness and going forth, and the moon should not cause her light to shine. Verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil and their wickedness, for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogance of the proud to conceit, and I will lay low hardness of terror. Right, he's gonna lay low hardness of terror. I'm looking at that word up, cards there. I can't even get that right. Okay. So he's gonna lay the hardness of terror. All right, move on. Let me see. Let's see. Okay. All right, go on. Constellation. Good start. Yeah. Okay. Let's read it again. Isaiah chapter 13, verse 10. For the star of heaven and the constellation thereof should not give their light. The sun should be darkness in his going forth, and the moon should not cause her light to shine. Verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil and their wickedness, for their iniquity, and I will call the arrogance of thy proud to conceit, and I will lay low hardness of terror. Right. You're going to lay low hardness of terror. Move on. Robert. A little hardness of terror. All right, let's go to Isaiah. Let's get it to 55 and 6. Seek the Lord. Isaiah 55 and 6. Isaiah 55 and 6, it says, seek the Lord while he may be found, called upon him while he is near. Right? Seek the Lord while he may be found, called upon him while he is near. Verse 7, let the wicked forsake his ways and the righteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him and to our power, for he will abundant pardon. Verse 8, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heaven are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thought than your thoughts, man. Let me see. In verse 11, so shall my words be that going forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall purpose it the things what I sent it. Read that again. Isaiah 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that going forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall purpose in things and the things which I sent it. All right. I think that's all I got in that one. Let's move on. Jeremiah 28, verse 8. Jeremiah 28, verse 8. No, verse 7. It's verse 7. Nevertheless, hear that now this word that I speak in thy ears, in the ears of all the peoples. The prophet that had been before me and before thee, of old prophet, both against many countries and against great kingdom, of wars and of evil and of pestilence. Right, of pestilence. Verse 9, but the prophet which prophesied of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord had truly sent him. Right, truly sent him. Jeremiah 28, verse 8. It said the prophet that had been before me and before the old prophet, both against many countries and great kingdoms, of wars and evil and of pestilence. Right, war, evil, and Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. It say, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman to the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words of my mouth and give them warning for me. Right, give them warning for me. Verse 18, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, as I give him not warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked ways. To save his life, the same wicked man shall die as iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Verse 19, yet if thou warn the wicked, and turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked ways, he shall die as iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Right, thou hast delivered thy soul, man. Ezekiel 3, verse 17 again, Son of man, I have made you watch the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word of my mouth and give the warning from me. Right, give the warning. Ezekiel 33, verse 30. No, Ezekiel 33, verse 1. Ezekiel 33, verse 1. It says, against the word of the Lord came unto me and say, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of thy coast and set him for their watchman, when he seen the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people. Right, warn the people. Verse 4, whensoever he hear the sound of the trumpet and take not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood should be upon his own soul. Right, blood should be upon his own soul. Verse 5, he had heard the sound of the trumpet and take not warning, his blood should be upon him. But he that take warning should deliver his soul. Right, he that take warning should deliver his soul. All right, move on. So let's go to Matthew 24, verse 33. Matthew 24, verse 31. Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When its branch is yet tender and put forth leaving, you know that the summer is not. Verse 33. So likewise, when you shall see all those things, know that it is near, even at the door, right? It's near, even at the door. Verse 34. Very I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all those things be fulfilled, right? All those things be fulfilled. Verse 5. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my word shall not pass away. Verse 36. But of the day, it said, but of that day, an hour no man knows, nor not the angel of heaven, but my Father only. But as the day of Noah was, so should also coming of the Son of Man be. Right? It said the day of Noah was. It said the day again. But as the day of Noah was, so shall also coming of the Son of Man be. Verse 38. For as in the day that was before the flood came. No, I'm messing up. Matthew 24, verse 38. For as the day that was before the flood, there was eating and drinking and marriage and giving marriage unto the day that not Noah into the ark. Verse 39. And know not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also coming of the Son of Man be. Right? The also coming of the Son of Man be. Matthew 24, 39 again, it said, and know not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also coming of the Son of Man be. Right? It said, verse 42, it said, watch you therefore, for you know not what hour your Lord does come. Watch, therefore, for you know not what your hour Lord does. Let's go to Luke 21, verse 25. No, Luke 21, verse 29. It said, but when you shall hear of wars and commotion, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Verse 25. And there should be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars upon the earth, distress of nation will perpetually the sea and the wars, waves of war. I'm saying it all wrong. War. It's like I can't even get like you war somebody. Sure, we're making them. Yeah, roaring. Loud, deep, and hers. Prolonged sound. Enormous.
Huge.
Roaring. All right, move on. I'm trying to be all that roaring. All right, let's see what we get. Okay. Verse 26. This let me read 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth of distress of nations, perpetually the sea and the waves of warring. Okay, move on. 26. Man heart fell for fearing and looking for after those things which are coming on the earth, for the power of heaven should be shaken. And they see the Son of Man coming, cloud with power and great glory. Right, great glory. Verse 34, and take heed to yourself that anytime your heart be overcharged with suffering and drinking and carrying of this life, and so the day shall, and so that day come upon you underwear, right? They come on you where verse 35, for the snare shall come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth, right? Of the whole earth. Verse 36, it said, watch you therefore and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all those things that come to pass and stand before the Son of Man. Right, watch you therefore and pray always. So let me see how much time I'm carrying. I know I'm going over that board, but we'll be all right. Let's get a couple more. Let me see what else I can get. Romans. Okay. Romans 13, verse 11, it said, and that known the time that now is a hot time to break out sleep, for now is our salvation near, that we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast out the work of darkness. Let us put on the armor of light. Right, let us put on the armor of light. There I got, let me see, let me see something. No, I think I ain't got no more. It should be it. So yeah, man, hey, you see time that we're coming into, man. It says, seek the Lord while he may be found. Let's go to our one more scripture, and that should be it. Yeah, 1 Peter 4 and 7. Now let's go to Ephesians. Yeah, there we go to that. Chapter 5, verse 15. Verse 15, he said, see then that you walk circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil, right? The days are evil. Verse 17, wherefore be you not unwise, but understand what the will of the Lord is, right? Understand what the will of the Lord is. Okay, let me see. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2. Verse 2. Let's go to that one. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. It said, but the time is season, brother, I have no need that I write unto you. For yourself know perfectly that the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, right? So come as a thief in the night. All right. 1 Peter 4 and 7. Or is it first? Yeah, 1 Peter 4 and 7. First Peter 4 and 7. It said, but the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer, right? Watch unto prayer. Let me see how much time I got. Okay. Yeah, 1 Peter 4 and 7 again. It said, but the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer, right? Watch unto prayer. But it said, but the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober Watch out. Yeah. So yeah, that was it. I think I might show a little bit more. Let me see. Go watch it. See where he at. So what? 20 is this week. Watch a little bit more of it. Close it out. Wait. Yeah, a little bit more of that.
Catastrophe that is staring at us right around the corner. Maybe we do. I mean, if we look back and we see all of their pushes and initiatives for the the Green Deal.
If you're a homeowner in Minnesota and you're still paying for electricity, then you're missing out on getting paid thousands of dollars to go solar.
The Green Deal and to go green and to do all of these things, we can kind of realize that if we had an energy catastrophe, they call it peak oil. They say that, and all the oil organizations right now, they have slowed down their drilling and now they're working to maximize the profits on what they have access to. That's just another indicator that we might have an energy crisis. It used to be they just drilled. There's this never-ending drilling, pulling it up. It was like, an endless supply of money. But now they've held off on that, and they've started to try to maximize profits on what they have access to. If we have an energy crisis, and China knows this, and Russia knows this, and the United States, all governments of the world know this, in a classified manner, we are in big trouble. That should be one of the scariest things that you can materialize, because even more, a nuclear war, world war, nuclear, a global nuclear event, well, that's kind of over quick, isn't it? Not the people who do endure the suffering there. The suffering is going to be mostly quick for them. An energy crisis, think Mad Max. Think the worst parts of Africa that have endured civil war for.
Yeah, man. Right. We're gaining time because days are evil. So you see the time we are in, man, we in some dangerous, evil times, man. A lot of people have no idea what is going on, what time they be coming into. We are in the following being in the world. So wait, seek the Lord while he may be found, man. Because you see the time that we got. We in some dangerous, evil times, man. Shortage of food, all kind of things are going on, man. We have people doing partying, turning it up, being up with the world, do what they want to do, but they don't know. And you already have no excuse because the service pops. I want our people to repent, but you don't follow and seek the Lord. Hey, it's gonna be it for you, man. So we're just here to warn you and give warning to and return. But we know you're not gonna do it. Go ahead and do what you want to do, and see what's gonna get you when the time is coming. Great destruction is coming upon the earth for all of the wicked and sending people to think. And so, so I'm going to close it out. I'm not going to get too much wrapped up. So you see the sermon, the signs of the time. So we're going to close it out, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Shema Bashar, double honor to the apostle, brother, GMS. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom.